Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Now look, things are going to get thick because the op is watching all of this, and so is Tim. And Scooter is stressing, you know what I'm saying? Because now he's not really running anything. And bro and them, even though they respect the game and they respect what he's doing, these brothers, man, are really cutthroat about the business, because when you spending your money and you moving that product, you want to make sure you can control everything. And they are concerned that Scooter is going to let his heart get in the way of the business. You understand? Because for right now, once this pack start moving, ain't nothing finna stop that. The only thing going to stop that is she going to have to fall. It's as simple as that. So now the move is to take the move. That's it. The move is to take the move. He going to lose it to the op, or he going to lose it to Brunel if he ain't strong enough to assert himself. So when he talking to Brunel, they breaking off, you know what I'm saying, his portion of it and everything. And they telling him, look here, bro. We need to do this every other day, like you said, right? But we need her to bring in more than this. This was just a test run to see how much she can handle. So bro was like, how much can she handle? Have you checked on that? He was like, how much can she handle? What do you mean? How much check on that? He said, you got to ask her. How much can she put up in her? You know, and Brian ain't thinking about none of that kind of stuff, right? Like I told y'all, man, the game gets real grimy and raw because now it's just about business. They don't care nothing about no touchy-feely and all this. This is just about business. And she's a mule. She's all the way turned out to this. And that's just dead on that. She's got to do what it is they're asking her to do. Or, look, mysteriously, somebody going to find out what's going on. It's just dead on that. And Scooter don't want that to happen. He's seeing the writing on the wall. So when he goes back to talk to her, he keeps it 100. He said, look, we need to bring in more than this so we can make more money. She said, I don't have no problem with that. I'll bring something in every day if I need to, as long as you assure me that things are going to be taken care of, right? So he tells her everything will and all this and that, right? And back in the day, you know, you get green money more than anything. You know, every time and then people want to send money orders and stuff like that. But most of back in the day is green money. And I'm talking about piles and piles of it. You feel what I'm saying? So for the little quarter ounce he had, he coming with some money, you know, $200-$300 here and there and whatnot, right? But that ain't a lot. And then when she starts bringing in more and more, he starts taking her more and more. But see, Brother know, if she's willing to do all this and she's starting to bring it in every day, they running the compound. And the op is seeing all of this. You feel what I'm saying? They running the compound. And she wants to make her some money. So Brother tell bro on the town, say, look, how much are you making with Scooter? And she tells him, just silly. She tells him how much she's making. They like, look, we're going to give you some money on top of you taking it. This is just for you, just for taking it, right? And then whatever he giving you, that's between y'all. But here, they broke off just for taking the pack in. They getting a couple of hundred every day. They making thousands of dollars off of this stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So she looking at it like, hold on. If I work 5 days a week, I get $200 a day. Oh, that's paper. That's a stat on top of what Scooter's giving her, because Scooter ain't really thinking about the money. She's stacking it up though. She getting it. So now he don't look as attractive as he once did, but she's still into him. Everything's still going on, but she does most of her conversating with bro on the streets about the business, and bro that's in there about the business. You know, bro inside, he's starting to bump down on the area where she worked and having conversations with her about the pack. He ain't trying to do nothing slick. He's just talking about that pack. And she's having these conversations with him without Scooter being present. This has turned into a strictly business relationship. And she recognized that Scooter wasn't handling the business. So she's learning, because she count money. All you gotta do is count money with this. So she's learning to take over and do things herself, but she still have feelings for Scooter. But see, Scooter's feeling like he's being pushed away. And opposition is seeing this. They see it. And they see a weakness when they see him upset like that. So they push on him and they tell him, look, man, I see what your brother's doing, man. But we can make some money. Tell you what, you get her to work on the weekend, and she just need to bring in what she bring in on the weekend, and we'll split it with you down the middle. Whatever she bring in, pick up from my brothers on the weekend, we got you. So just because his heart was feeling some kind of way, he mad at his own brothers, he really mad at her, and now he looking like, I need to be looking out for me. So he go back to her and he tell her, he said, look, I need to work out something else and see if you can come in 2 weekends out of the month. And on the weekend, when you bring that in, that'll be for me. What about that? And she was like, well, who am I going to be dealing with, your brothers? And he was like, nah, you're going to be dealing with these other individuals. She was like, ain't they the ops? She started to learn all the lingo. You understand what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, but this is just business. She tells him, okay, right? But see, when she goes home, she hollers at the brother on the streets about what Scooter had told her. Major no-no. She should have never done that. Because now they feel like the business is threatened. This fool trying to go outside the family? Go outside the family? And when they looking out for him the way they looking out for him, he bought this whole thing to them. He the one asked for some A&A, and now they're giving him A&A, and he don't like it. He don't like it. See, that's how the org works. You feel what I'm saying? All of them. They pushing him all the way out the way. They giving him his kibbles and bits, but they're pushing him all the way out of the way. And then they mad at him that he feeling ungrateful for being pushed out the way. Do you understand what I'm talking about? When you say you want to be about this life, it's too many nuances to it. It's too many nuances to it. Everybody think they know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. I'm telling you now. So, but look, check this out. So bro tells her, look, nah, that ain't what you gonna do. We're gonna keep doing what we doing. You feel me? If he want to make more money, he should have had enough nuts to say something to us about it, not the opposition. So he tells her, this is going to be taken care of, but look, don't say nothing to him about it. This is the first time she's finna keep a secret from him. So bro waits on bro from the inside to call him. He tell bro on the inside what's going on and all this and that. Bro on the inside, he laughing. He's like, man, he's sucker for love, man. He said, but we're going to take care of that. So bro on the inside calls him, tell him he need to meet with him and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, when they was in the dining room, takes him out back, he tell him, he said, look here, bro. He said, man, you having conversations with the op about the bid? And he knows she had to be the one to tell him, right? And then she just looks out there at him, right? She's nervous about what's about to happen. He looks at her, now he realizes that she went to them about the bid, so he has to be honest, and he tell him, yeah, I did, man. He said, I ain't feeling like, you know what I'm saying, y'all treating me right. So bro told him, look, we're going to put you in the rack for that, but look here, we'll work out something else, but don't you go outside the family ever again. He shake his head like, yeah, they put him in the rack later on. They beat the brakes off of him. He got to stay in for a couple of days. And them couple of days that he's staying in the unit, guess what? They push him. Because they know now they got to take her. They got to take her. They ain't finna be letting somebody that's weak, you know what I'm saying, in their opinion, deal with the business or be involved in the business, right? They're going to continue to give him money because he bought this to them, right? But he's out. He's out. And any association relationship with her, that's over. They not finna put up with that no more. She don't even know it. So when bro stepped to her, he said, look, this is what's going to happen. She's like, whatever, what's going on? This is what's going to happen. From here on out, you with me. Bruh, we still going to break him off and give him his money. But ain't nothing no more running in the restroom and doing all that stuff he was doing, all this and that. That's over with. If you need to do all that, you come holler at me. But I ain't on that all the time. I ain't with that. It's about that paper with me. She's sitting there looking at him like, what just happened? Because she got feelings for Scooter. She care about Scooter. She don't want to do this. But see, this the level of the game that she stepped into, right? Because now they know everything. They know where she live. You understand what I'm saying? They keeping detailed records about all the money they done paid her. You feel what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff. All of that kind of stuff. And you know when I told you about them condoms on the packages and all this and that before? You remember when I told you that? And then Scooter got mad and ripped it off and cleaned the pack. Well, they got a couple of them condoms with her all over it, right? And with her all over it, what does that mean? That's proof. That's proof. All of that's out on the town, put up in the safe. The game gets raw like that. Ain't no getting out, ain't no running away. Ain't none of that. She locked in. She reluctantly agrees, right? And he said, let's go on and break this thing in, right? and consummate this thing. So she said, what you mean by that? He said, go on to the restroom. I'll be in there in a minute. And he sits at the desk while she gets up and she walks in there and she's looking at him like, don't make me do this. He ain't thinking nothing about this. She walks to the restroom. He goes in there a few minutes later and here we go. Here we go. So after a couple of days, Scooter comes back to work and he tries to step to her. She won't even talk to him. She's afraid to talk to him because she's been warned. She's been told that that's over with. Now, Tim sees all of this stuff, right? He sees it all. So he pulls Scooter to the side and he takes him out back like they normally do. And he tells him everything that he's just watched and observed over the last couple of days. And he tells him that his own brother went in the restroom with her. And he said he could tell that she didn't want to do it, but she did it anyway. Now, Scooter feeling some kind of way. He feeling some kind of way about this. He's so upset by it, he wants to fade him, but he can't. He know he can't fight the mob. He know he can't. He ain't got no win in none of that, right? So he stepped to brother and he said, hey, bro. He said, man, what's going on? Now, they still embrace him. They shake his hand, hit him on the back and all this and that. Everything good like that, right? But then they tell him, this is gangster, man. He said, what? What's the problem? You got a problem with what we doing? He was like, nah. He was like, but that's my gal, though. Bro laughed at him. It was your gal. It was your girl. She ain't your gal no more. He said, what you mean by that, bro? He said, man, she with me now, man. This is strictly business, man. If she won't, you know what I'm saying, to get that itch scratched in, I'll do that. But we not finna have somebody like you that'll mess up the business, right? Now, that goes against everything you probably heard about the business out there, I'm sure. Brothers wouldn't do that to each other, right? So you think. But when you get in the way of that business, yeah, brothers will do that. Because see, the mistake that he made, that put brother and them on the opposite side of him, to put him in that box like that, he went to the op. If he don't ever go to the op, like they're trying to cross them out, not seeing what he was doing and how detrimental it was going to be to the business, if he don't ever do that, they would have always continued to give him the money and all that. But once he crossed them out like that in their mind, you can't be trusted. He lucky they didn't put him in the back. You understand what I'm saying? He lucky they didn't run him to the back. See, right now they're just tolerating. They still breaking him off because he bought the move to them. They still breaking him off. It's not as consistent, but you know they respect it. You feel me? She's still making money. Now she's making more money. You feel me? And she don't even, man, it's so pitiful. She don't even look at Scooter no more. Her heart is still in it. Her heart is still in it, but she knows she can't look at him. She's afraid of what they might do to him. And he sneaks and calls her every now and then, and they can't really talk. She's so afraid that they'll find out that she's talking to him, that, you know, it will be messed up for her and him. She don't know what to do. She don't know what to do. But she knows she's caught up now. And whatever they tell her to do, she gonna do it. She gotta do it. She gotta do it. So now the brother on the town, he pulling up on her, stopping by the house, laying up at the house. You know what I'm saying? Inviting brothers over. They done took over the whole spot. They just chilling, you know. That's when they having meetings and stuff like that. They needed a place that they could duck off to where it wouldn't bring no suspicion. She done got caught up in this spider web, right? Yeah. All kinds of stuff is going on, and she don't know what to do. She don't know what to do. She don't know how to get out of it. And when she does confide in Scooter, he really can't tell her what to do because he ain't been on that level. He don't know what to do. But guess what? Here comes Tim. And now you know how I told you at the beginning that Tim was like the Rain Man. He's analytical. He can figure out problems and all this and that. Tim told him, he said, look, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. You got to do it. And if you don't do it, you're going to always be in this situation, and she's going to always be in this situation too, and it ain't no way out for you. So Tim looked at him. He said, do you want to hear what I can help you with, how I can help you out of this situation? And Scooter looks at him. He said, yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. And if you want to hear it, you're going to have to stay tuned and come back while I wrap this thing up in this next episode, right? You're going to have to do it. Because I know you don't want to just stop right here and then that be the end of it. And then you're going to always wonder, how did this thing turn out? And if you want to know, tune in to the next episode. You feel what I'm saying? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.